In 1893, despite an economy that was chugging to a halt, America prepared to celebrate. The World's Columbian Exposition opened in Chicago, showing off 400 years of progress in the New World. Its centerpiece, the White City, set ablaze each night by Tesla's alternating current, gave visitors a glimpse of wonders still to come. Even historians seemed preoccupied with what lay ahead. When his friends left a Chicago hotel to take in a show, Frederick Jackson Turner stayed in his room to sketch out his thesis of the American frontier. According to the Census Bureau, its day was officially over. It was all explored, all mapped, all settled. From that moment on, Turner thought America and the American character would be somehow different. The show Turner's friends took in was not strictly part of the exposition. Denied a permit to perform inside the fairgrounds, William F. Cody set up his arena just outside and packed it with visitors eager for a look at Buffalo Bill's Wild West. Cody had been taking his show on the road since 1886. Now the crowds could come to him, and because he was not affiliated with the expo, its investors would not share in his profits. The frontier might be gone, but the country's nostalgia for it was on the way up. One of the Kansans drawn to Chicago that summer was a Jewell County cattleman named Jacob Stofer. As a young man eager to fight in the Civil War, Stofer had been turned away from an Illinois enlistment board as too young. He grew a beard, found a new way to spell his family name, and tried again, successfully enlisting in the 126th Infantry. After the war, he married Nancy Kimsey, started a family in Iowa, moved to Jewell County, where he bought grazing land, and prospered. Jacob Stofer was a few years away from retiring to Scandia when he attended the 1893 Chicago Exposition with his son-in-law, Arizona White. Part of a new generation that embraced changing times, Arizona White would become the area's first Chevrolet dealer, selling a 1913 model to his brother-in-law, Ben Stofer. Jacob Stofer's son had married his neighbor Thomas Lovewell's daughter Mary 1 year after the girl graduated from the 8th grade. Instead of attending the 1893 Chicago Exposition, Thomas Lovewell had to make a sudden dash to St. Louis after receiving an unexpected letter. Julia McCall was the daughter Thomas had last seen in 1859. Desperate for help, she had tracked him down. Julia's husband lay near death after falling from his work site on the St. Louis depot. She was sick, and her children were starving. Thomas brought the family to Safe Harbor in Kansas, but 19th century medicine could not save Julia from the cancer that would claim her life the next spring. 1893 was also the year Thomas lost a retirement nest egg in a shady bank failure. Next, a son-in-law was caught embezzling from an express freight company. The sentence was 2 years in Lansing, reduced to 1 for good behavior. Then Thomas's daughter Mary and her husband Ben lost their first child, Mabel Stofer, at the age of 2 weeks. The couple would lose a newborn son the following year. Finally, when Thomas Lovewell could handle no further griefs, he did what any dyed-in-the-wool frontiersman would do. At the age of 73, he set his sights on America's new frontier, Alaska. He combed the beach at Cape Nome, built a boat, and explored the Yukon River. He was gone a year, found barely enough gold to meet expenses, but returned to a hero's welcome. Lovewell knew how to make a grand entrance. After being given up for dead, he ascended the stage at the Old Settlers Reunion in 1900 to announce that he was back, perhaps to stay, except for those trips to Wyoming in the summers to hunt for gold.